So I have a fun way to play with tarot, because sometimes there's days where you don't have questions to ask it, or there's no one to play with. So I like to still stay fresh with tarot, especially when I was first learning, like decades ago. Just, sitting on the bed, crisscross applesauce, trying to learn tarot. So playing is learning. So as you might have heard, a card kind of flipped itself out. I'm going to address it here. It's Four of Swords. And what I really wanted to show you to play is to let's tune into our chakras, pulling one card at a time. And there's no regs, no rules, anything like that. But this came up. So Four of Swords. To me, this is about aligning and adjusting your thoughts so they feel congruent to how you want to move forward. So if I'm using this with the intention that it's about checking in on the chakras, I feel like this card encompasses all of them by saying, let's tune into each one and find out where we need to balance it. Okay, so I'm going to put that back in the deck, and I'm going to start shuffling again. So grab your deck, put me on pause. Beautiful thing about technology. Put me on pause, go grab your deck. Let's do this together. And I recommend, naturally, of course, hang on, this fell. So naturally, you're going to be seeing this at a different time. So pop in the comments any questions or any insight you want on the card you chose. So let's tune into the root chakra. The card that I picked out, I'm so happy to see, is the King of Pentacles. Because this, to me, embodies the root chakra. And it's even the right color. So this is a sign of really feeling balanced and comfortable. You've been working hard at this root chakra energy. And maybe it can also signify, if that's not resonating with you, then let me give you another clue for your root chakra would be kind of the opposite of what this is. And it's, you need to find the balance. You need to actually work a little harder to get to this point. So choose one of those. It's kind of either or for you. And also whatever card you picked up for yourself. Always recommend writing things down too, journaling, because it's always nice to kind of get the experience, remembering what you wrote down and things like that. So now let's tune into the sacral chakra. What do we need to know about that? Whoa. Okay, so 3 cards came out for the sacral. We have, 10 of Cups, 6 of Wands, and the 2 of Cups. This is definitely sacral chakra energy. So if the root chakra is the element of earth, then this chakra is the element of water, and it governs the fluids in our body and that sort of thing. But this is also about emotions, connections, relationships. That's totally sacral chakra vibes. But we have the 10 of Cups. Again, this is about connecting with others, relationships, family dynamics, that sort of thing. So it's either you are doing really good at all this right now, or if things are an issue, this is something you can focus on. In your outside world, if you focus more on your sacral chakra energy as you prepare for your day, as you close off your day, maybe think of, grounding that energy and sending it to Mother Earth for her to transmute it. She can use the fertilizer to grow better things. So I feel like it could be either for you. So this is a general reading, right? So you'll take what makes sense to you. And then we also have the 6 of Wands. And so when I see this coupled with these other 2, it's really saying that take pride in what you've been doing so far. Because you do better when you build yourself up instead of, cutting yourself down, right? You can grow a lot better when you fertilize with good things. So that was the sacral, and I'm popping all of these back in the deck. So I recommend if you're playing along, you do the same thing, because it's okay if we get duplicates. The whole point of doing things like this and getting repeating cards is it allows us to go deeper into what we're picking up. it gives us often that confirmation that what you perceive the meaning of the card to be, yes, they all have a general meaning across the board, but us as tarot readers have our own experiences, so that's going to flavor our interaction with those cards. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, tuning into the solar plexus. So this can be a big one for people who are healers and readers, you know, the area of the ego where we think, oh, we're not that good, everything's wrong, you know, or we're like, hey, I'm doing really good, I'm balanced, I trust who I am. That's definitely one to do. All right, we have the 10 of Wands, another 10. So I think this is speaking about you're finally taking the actions that are meaningful for you and that are leading you to the next stages of your life. So that feels like a very balanced solar plexus, or you want to be at that level. So if that's you, then this is the solar plexus is the one to work on. I recommend maybe looking into crystals, yellow crystals. And it's so interesting I say that because I just uploaded a video for the March forecast reading, so maybe check that out. I tell you about what crystals are good, and they happen to be yellow ones. But we're going to move on here right to the next chakra, which is the heart of the matter. So the heart chakra, what do we need to know from here? Ooh, well, it's the right colors. We got green. Knight of Pentacles has been coming up a lot. It's been coming up a lot in my own readings that I do for myself. It's been coming up in readings I've been recording and putting up here. And man, I'm telling you, it's a good sign. So this is the heart chakra. Let me just tune into the energy here. I really feel that you've been working on being a lot more comfortable in your physical world with the people you surround yourself with, or you need to do that, or you want to do that because maybe there's been a bit of anxiety. Things haven't been moving along as quickly as you were hoping in your own transformation. You might not refer to it as that. It's like personal development, it feels. And I'm picking up, no matter where you are in that journey, that you just love yourself, focus on having compassion for yourself. So when those thoughts or those words come up where we want to, talk bad about ourselves, then even in joking, we need to stop doing that. All right. It's going back to the solar plexus that had the 10 of Wands, which is, letting go of that, following in a different direction. And that's totally solar plexus energy. However, we were just talking about, the light was just green. That was the heart chakra. And now we're working our way up to the throat chakra. There's the blue for the throat chakra. Yeah, there we go. 3 of Wands. All right, for the throat. So the throat chakra is often represented as the color blue energetically. And often if something is overactive and you don't want to put more of that same energy into it. So that's why I feel this card came up. Look at the colors. There's a lot of orange. That's the opposite color that on the color wheel from blue. So that's the complementary color that's going to maybe tone that energy down. Maybe you've been having throat issues. Maybe you've been having, either a sore throat or a dry throat. And as I'm talking right now, subconsciously, it's causing me to have a dry throat, but it feels like it could be more physically related. I'm also picking up that if you don't deal with the energetic side of things, if you're not feeling anything wrong with your neck or throat, your neck, maybe it's stiffness in your neck or inflexibility and things like that, it's an awareness, okay? So if you haven't been experiencing anything, then it might be in the energetic body. So it's being aware of where there might be some emotional, mental tension, okay? Because in that energy body, it's still workable to release it. But if nothing's done, then it's going to work its way into the physical body, and then that's where you'll feel it. So just a heads up there. Curious to know what you picked up for yourself if you're doing this along with me. You know, and if you're not, that's okay. Come back and do it, because the card you pull could be a clarifier. It's kind of neat how that works together. We're working as partners. All right, maybe you're pulling oracle cards. That's another thing you can do. It doesn't always have to be all tarot all the time. I admit I used oracle cards. Not as much lately, but I want to get back into that. It seems to be a spring thing for me. All right, so now we're working on the brow chakra, the third eye, whatever you want to refer to it as. And the card that came up is the one we started with, so the Four of Swords. So obviously, when it comes to the third eye, maybe there's some issues. Maybe it's intuition based. Maybe it's coming up with ideas and inspiration for whatever it is in your life, whether it's work or at home, redecorating, wanting to do art, or I don't know. It just feels like you want to have that ability to do that. So it loosens things up and it allows you to be more in flow with intentional happiness is what's coming to me. So do what makes you feel rested and relaxed. That's going to help. Like maybe some of you have been having like tension headaches or migraines or any kind of minor issue with your head, especially the top of your head. Just giving yourself space, you know, and this is not a medical diagnosis or anything like that. Always seek the professionals you rely on for stuff. But I'm just thinking energetically and mindfully to just watch what you're thinking and be able to shift it if it needs to be something that's more positive. And you don't have to beat yourself up for it being negative. We go up there, we go down there. Everything's about positive and negative ions, baby. So just be aware of it. If it's something, if starting to feel a little toxic thinking or feeling, then it's time to maybe release and shift it. Okay? It's all about shifting energy all the time. Think of the weather. You look at the sky outside, it's never one thing all the time. Well, okay, at least not up here. Maybe where you are, you have sunny blue skies all the time, but there's clouds that come and go and things adjust. It gets dark and gloomy. It brightens up. It gets dark. It gets light again, right? It's constant energy shifting. But with ourselves, the beautiful thing is we have more control over our thoughts and our feelings and adjusting things than we do, you know, with the weather. So should be an empowering thing, but it takes practice. So it's okay if you go off the rails, because it happens, and then you're just kind of like, oh, you're mindful of it. Oh, I'm going off the rails. Let's reel that in. What do I need to focus on? And I know for me, the first thing I like to do is just focus on my breath, and I feel like I need to do that because I was kind of on a roll there, and it just aligns you more when you can take a deep breath and relax, assess where you are, focus on what you need to. All right, now, this is the last chakra. Sorry, I kind of went off a little bit, but that's what happens. Multi-passionate. 2 cards came out. This is for the crown chakra, what energy you need to know. So you have the Queen of Pentacles. So what I was talking about with your brow chakra and things like that, focusing on clearing that energy and letting it flow better, you're definitely going to be more comfortable in your physical surroundings. You're going to trust the messages that are coming through the crown chakra a lot more. So no matter where you are, you're kind of in your comfort zone, which is really a nice place to be, especially if you're an introvert. Shout out to my fellow introverts. And the other one that came up was Temperance, which I really love this. I love the Temperance card because it's showing that the effort you put into something, you're making change happen. You're putting this together with that together in a way that might, you know, on the books look like, what are you, crazy? You're going to put ketchup with peanut butter? What? You know, like something bizarre, but it tends to work. So be open to the surprises, but you have to be willing to experiment a little bit. And I think being aware of your energy centers in a way like I just did is a great way for you to practice and play doing tarot and checking in with your own physical body. What do you pick up, right? And there's different way to interpret the cards, especially if you get more specific with the questions at each center. I was very general. I was just like, what's going on? But if you have something specific going on with your chakras, or maybe you want to ask about relationships, well, you could tune into 3 chakras. In my mind, you could tune into your sacral chakra and your heart chakra, and what was the third one, Lorraine? Your solar plexus. Because when we have a relationship with someone else, ego is often involved. Do I look good enough? Or, oh, I don't know. Right? So sacral chakra is about that connection. It's not just about, yes thing. It's not. It's about that creativity, connection with people. Like I mentioned earlier, orange and blue are opposite colors. Throat chakra, sacral chakra, which sometimes you need to balance things out a little bit. But anyways, I hope you like this reading, and I hope you played along. Let me know. It's fun to play with energy and colors and tarot, and I'd like to do it again. Let me know what you think. Should I do more like this? Let me know. Peace.